Welcome back, YouTube. This is Eltrotron coming back for more Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. After last part, I believe we were just finishing up the Skull Woods and found ourselves face to face with an amazing battle to the death with the moth, and I almost died. Well, I actually did die. Ow, ow, ow. You stupid thing. But yeah, so after dying but being revived by a fairy, those stupid birds, I don't like them. We are done with the Skull Woods, and now we're back to exploration. Now, the next step that we can take to make our way through the Dark World is this village, this dark version of Kakariko Village over there. But I am thinking we should, actually, you know what? Let us take on this dark village. What does this sign say? This way, cave. That is very descriptive, thank you. But regardless, let us go make our way into this dark version of Kakariko Village, because there is one or two stops that we should make before we actually start the dungeon. Okay, so let's talk to this tree. Oh, this is one of those trees that don't like to be bothered. Ow. This is the Village of Outcasts. People without rupees are not welcome here. There are actually a few thieves that are in this this village that like to steal stuff from you, so that is pretty much that's something you want to avoid. But let's go to this house over here because there's something we can win here. Hi, may I help you? You can open two chests for 30 rupees. Why don't you play? Let's go play here. Okay, so there, the chests, what's inside these chests are completely randomized. And note the Mario picture in here. There are actually a few Mario pictures in these houses, but no. I'm gonna open these two chests over here because there's a chance for a piece of heart to be inside two of these chests. And basically, I'm gonna participate in this minigame until I get the piece of heart. I think it's one or two. I forget which entirely. I'm thinking it's one, but I'm not entirely sure. But I'm just gonna go keep attempting this until I win the piece of heart. I'm gonna record one more attempt at this, and if I don't, then I'm just gonna off-screen the rest of the attempts because I'm probably gonna eat up a lot of money. But don't worry about that too much. Okay, yeah. So I'm not getting too much luck here, so I'm just gonna go off-screen the rest of the attempts. So I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I won the piece of heart from this game finally. And my heart level increased. And because I got, essentially a heart container, I now have my life back to full. So, that's pretty much it. One of the other things I wanted the game was 100 rupees as well. And this is one of those thief guys that I was talking about. He acts the same as the thieves in the light world. I think you saw me run into them before. You can't really kill them, so I just ignore them. There's something over here as well that I want to go blast this house open and go steal. There's a chest over here, and it contains 300 rupees. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't think there's anything else worth noting to do in this village right now, because I already have the heart container, or the heart piece, I believe. Ah, no, wait, there's something here, dude, here. So let's go wake up this tree guy. And let us go. Wow, I haven't seen a normal person in a few hundred years. Let me talk to you for a while. Do you know about the gargoyle statue in the village? People say they can hear a girl calling for help from under the statue. Isn't that a strange story? Now, it's a very notable story, actually. And there's another thing that I want to note here. Let's go cut open this village, this area over here. This is a shop, and I like the extra little detail here because the guy has two stakes acting as his front gate. But let me make one more stop here, I believe. I don't remember what's in here, but we're going to find out real quick. Oh, this is just 300 more rupees in that chest. But I don't want to go check that out just yet because, well, I don't really have anything to spend it on. So, you can't go in these houses over here. And that's very notable, actually. But this is the entrance to the 4th dungeon. And the way to get in, because you can't get in right now, is you see that fork over there that the gargoyle statue is holding? You grab it, and then you pull it. And we have now opened up the dungeon. You like the little rolling animation backwards? But no, there's one more stop I want to make just for some extra foreshadowing here. I'm gonna go activate my magic mirror, go back to the light world. And do you remember this house over here? I foreshadowed this on part 2, but this guy talked about this house being a hideout for a gang of thieves, and their leader's name was Blind, and he hated bright light a lot. Now, what does this mean? Well, we're going to see more of the significance of this much later. Or not much later, but later on in this part. So let's get to it. Let us start exploring the dungeon. Whoops. Okay, so welcome to Dungeon 4. I don't know what the name of this dungeon is, but let's just call it Dungeon 4. And this is the introduction of these weird guys. But let's ignore that. Let's go explore for the treasures. We can get this first part over here is trying to find the big key, pretty much. So I know the route to it already because this whole first part is split into different little this big elaborate maze. But aside from being turned into a rabbit, you can ignore most of this for the most part. Because I'm going straight for the required treasures. I'm not really going to try and do any exploration because a lot of the exploration that you can do in here is rather pointless for this first part. I mean, I would think that this dungeon is split into 2 parts. 3 parts if you forget where to go. And I just forgot that I should have went down. Oops, my fault. But no, this dungeon should be split mostly into 2 parts, basically. And okay, I got the compass, I got the map, and the next treasure to get is the big key. So let's get that. Oh, there's a bunny star thing over there. Anyway, so this is the big key. And out of the big key, I want to make my way toward the main hub of the dungeon. So let's do that. Oh crap. Well, I can avoid being killed here. I think... no, I went the wrong way. Let's jump down here, and we need to head 1 room up. Let us climb these stairs, and the northern end of the dungeon should be the big key door. There we go. Okay, so now we're done with the first part of the dungeon. And now, part 2. We got some stallfulls to deal with, so let's deal with them. And we need a key, I believe, for that. There we go, there's our key. So let's get the key, and let's unlock this door. And we're now on to the next room over here. Let us just take out these enemies over there. And more of these enemies. This is a new enemy, actually, but let's get rid of that skull thing. Oh. The only way to take this thing out is with the magic powder. There you go. If there's another way, I don't know it. But this enemy is a little weird. When that little thing comes out, that's the only way you can harm it. You gotta hit the little thing inside it. And there you go. Oh crap. Going up is a trap. Yes. You can't do anything up there just yet. Well, we got conveyor belts to mess around with. Now, to access the next part of the dungeon, we need the blue switch to be activated. So we need to find a blue switch. But let us just ignore the rest of these. Oh, crap. Okay, fine. I wanted to ignore the rest of them, but this game wouldn't let me. So, let's go. We have a key, and I think I can get away with this right now. No, I can't. I need a blue switch to be activated. But before we do that,
Link, it's me, Zelda. Don't be deceived by the magic of Blind the Thief. Be careful.
Blind the Thief? But didn't we just hear about this guy? I think we did. Well, if you pull this switch, it's a trap. And instead, we get a bunch of snakes with masks on their heads attacking us. They pretty much act the same as the snakes that we saw in the Hyrule Castle dungeon, sewer, whatever you want to call it. And here we just have a bunny trap thing. That's pretty much useless, but no. I want to activate the blue switch, and I will see you guys. Oh crap, whoops. And I will see you guys when I walk back upstairs. Be right back. Okay, let us go upstairs again. There's one thing we need to do it here. Now that we have the blue switch pressed, now we can go over here. And this door's been sealed. We know that the switch does nothing useful for us. So the switch to the door is over there, under these pots over here. But you need to activate the blue switch in order to do that. So now that we press the blue switch, we can now go to this door. And we're going to take out these extra little lizard things, wherever they are. So I'll just use my master sword beams to attack them. And there we go. They're wiped out. And we're left into this very, very inconspicuous room. Now, what does this room look like to you? If you don't know what you're talking about, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, let's go explore a little bit. You have bombs, and this chest over here is more bombs. Now, if you already haven't figured it out, or if you already haven't seen it, there is a cracked floor in here. You can't access it because there's this wall blocking the way. So you want to pick up a bomb and toss it over there. Now you've heard that chime before, which means you did something right. But there's nothing else obvious about this room. But this is a very required room to go do and accomplish. It's not obvious right away, but I'll point it out later when we get there. The blue switch is already pressed, so let's just go over here. And let us make our way back down here. Now that the blue switch is pressed, we can make our way through this room. I'll just skip these enemies to make this done with faster. And we're in this room, which leads downstairs. Now that we're downstairs, let us go take this guy out, lift this block. That sealed door will not open in any way, shape, or form for us right now, so we'll just avoid that. Let's go down here, turn right, and we're in some kind of prison. We actually haven't seen these doors since Hyrule Castle, so let's go open this door, and let's go take out these guys. Open the next door, and there's a princess, or some girl.
Oh, thank you very much. You saved my life. Please take me outside.
Now, I'm gonna spoil this a little bit, but you don't want to take her outside. Why? Well, I'll just leave it to you to figure out. But let's just go wander around with her in tow. Very reminiscent of Hyrule Castle, too, but, you know, regardless. There's a few things strange about this if you really think about it, but I'm not gonna point them out right now. I want to get this treasure, though, so let's go get the treasure. Pound this guy in, and we have the Titan's Mitt. Now you can lift the heaviest stones that were once impossible to budge. Do you remember those really dark rocks that we couldn't lift or carry earlier? Well, now that we have this Titan's Mitt, we can actually lift and carry them. Because a lot of those black rocks were blocking our way from progressing further in either a dark world or blocking off a lot of secrets. But now that we have the Titan's Mitt to carry those really dark rocks, now we don't have to worry about it. And that room's a trap, if I recall correctly, but let's go explore it anyway. Yeah, it's a trap. There's nothing to be accomplished in this room except for fighting a bunch of these enemies, which are really easily taken out because they get taken out with one shot by the hook shot. Let's get that, and let's get out of here. And we have come full circle. Well, that sounds about right? Oh, whatever. So I'm missing a few hearts, which is not optimal, but whatever. I'll make do with it. Now that we've pretty much explored pretty much every room of this dungeon except for the boss room, what could be waiting for us at the boss room? Well, let's go open this door over here. This switch under that pot, and we're back here. This sealed door will seal under us, behind us I mean, after going past here. But let's go explore the boss room door, which, if you mind and note, is completely unlocked. If you did not blast that hole in the upper floor earlier, this piece of light won't be here. Let's go wander into the light.
Yeah! So bright!
Well, in reality, that was Blind the Thief. That was no ordinary maiden. That was Blind the Thief, the evil wizard sorcerer that attacks like this. Now this is actually one of my favorite boss fights in this game, purely because of this gimmick. If you damage him enough, he'll fall apart and his head will fly off. And the head will fly around, spinning all over the place, firing fireballs everywhere. Now, oh crap, I just didn't want to touch him, but the gimmick about the fight is, well, aside from that, is pretty much that. He moves left and right from either the bottom or the top of the screen and shooting lasers all over the place, and fireballs. Now, obviously you don't want to get hit by the lasers, because the lasers hurt a lot. And also you don't want to touch him, because he hurts you a lot too. So I'm going to wait for him to go down here, and now he's over here, I'm going to wail in on him. There we go. I took a lot more abuse than necessary, but I shouldn't have touched him really. But regardless, that's Blind Thief. Easily dispatched. I just needed to keep my distance a little bit more. I got a little too close. But regardless, that's Blind Thief. And we now have the 4th crystal from the Dark World. Now let's see what this maiden has to tell us. Oh, this is the real maiden, right?
Link, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. As the wise men sealed the way to the Dark World, the Knights of Hyrule defended them from the attacks of evil monsters. I heard that the Knights of Hyrule were nearly wiped out in that battle. You are perhaps the last one to carry on the bloodline of the Knights. It is ironic that the last one in the line has the potential to become the hero of legend. Surely you can destroy Ganon. Do you understand? May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
This person didn't have much useful things to say to us at all. But regardless, that was the 4th dungeon, and a rather short one too, compared to all the other elaborate ones we had. And get out of my way, you stupid guy. Okay, so just to demonstrate, we can carry these heavy black rocks with now that we have the Titan's Mitt, and we couldn't access this part over here of this Village of Outcasts because we couldn't carry these black rocks. We also couldn't get into the Village of Outcasts from this part of the Dark World because there's this black boulder in the way, but now that we have the Titan's Mitt, we can now access it. Now there's something here that I want to access, and I hinted toward a while back. There's this frog guy being trapped by a bunch of black boulders, and if we free him, he says, "Ribbit, Ribbit, your body did not change. You are just not an ordinary guy, are you? I used to live in Kakariko Town. I wonder what my partner is doing there without me. Ribbit, I have a request of you. Please take me to my partner. Ribbit, please. Ribbit, please." So he'll follow us around for a little bit, and I hinted toward this as well, I believe, in 2 parts ago, that if we go explore this part over here of Kakariko Village, let's just go lift this boulder over here, warp, and he will turn back into a little dwarf guy. Hey, that's cool. So let's go bring him back to his partner. Oh, happy days, I'm here again. You found my partner. We are very happy now. Drop by here again. At that time, we will temper your sword perfectly. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So let's go leave, and then let's go back in. And these two are hard at work at some piece of bread. Now, a funny note is that you can actually help them out by pounding this, whatever they're working on with your hammer, but... Oh wait, whoops, wrong way. There you go. Hey, amateur, should it do this? Try to do this? You're just getting in the way! So, we'll just talk to these guys. Hey you, welcome! Ask us to do anything. Let's temper my sword. I'll give you a big discount. 10 rupees. Tempered, eh? Are you sure? Yes. Alright, no problem. We'll have to keep your sword for a while. Now, note that if you check your equipment, you don't have your sword anymore. And if you try to swing your sword, this happens. It looks hilarious, but nothing happens, and it's really bad if you get caught by an enemy. Now, you have to, like, I think, zone out for a little bit. So let's do some exploration in the Dark World, but we'll do that after we get back for the next part of Link to the Past, because I'm running out of time. This is Ultra. I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will continue in part 12 of Link to the Past. Hello again, YouTube. This is Electroshock coming back with another bonus clip to demonstrate another attempt at Blind the Thief, because I wasn't completely satisfied with that way that first fight ended up, because I wanted to show that you can do a lot better against that boss without touching him or derping around like an idiot. Just like that. The main strategy I have going around here is to use the sword beam that you get from the Master Sword and not to touch him by utilizing his blind spots. It's funny how someone named Blind the Thief has blind spots. But that's all I wanted to demonstrate. I will see you guys next time for the next video.